that's all I can do. Sorry. Once again, thank you to YouTube for copyrights. So, but yeah, so now the final thing I gotta do is put this entire thing back together and probably find a replacement screw, since this thing had one screw missing in it. Not that I don't think it matters, because I already got the main screws, like the 6 that go in on top, and the 4 that's gonna go in on the bottom. So, and there's like 2 that goes in the middle, but one side is fine, but I still want to make sure it's all complete and whatever. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to do about this, but a screw missing for that. But anyway, but yeah, and I'll show you the single that's in here with the little door. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. Watching that door come over with that buffer. But there's a single there. In case I don't want to know what to know, I would grab it out of there, but I can't. So my hands are kind of full. I'm trying to hold this thing because it's got to come all the way forward. Alright, maybe I can grab it. Whoop. There we go. There you go. There's the actual A side. So, this is what happens when you play a cruel joke for people on your B sides. Thank you, Buddha Hot Records. You're funny. 2 minutes and 30 seconds? Are you kidding me? You can barely fit like 30 seconds on this thing when you're playing it backwards at 78 RPMs. Wise asses. Anyways, now the last portion of this video is going to be when I go to put this entire thing back together. So, and that would be the repair of the $900 Sharp VZ-2500 carry-on ghetto blaster, boombox, or wherever you want to put it. Alright, right now I decided to re-show some a couple of these images I showed in part 1 of this video series. I know I didn't really show too much when it comes to the installing the belts onto the machine itself, but all that shouldn't be too bad, and there's some YouTube videos out there that I've seen that has some guys, some people actually working on this same machine as well, but I decided to just do what I can, and I probably originally wasn't going to do this, but I decided to just go ahead and do it anyway, and I haven't posted and whatever. Anyways, I'm showing here, I'm going to be showing some images up close, so these things are going to be stringy long, and the next main thing I wanted to do this for, because the video on part 4 here is a little short, way too short than I want it to be, so I'm going to extend this a little bit by just talking over some images here, so hopefully everyone doesn't mind this too well. So the first image that you're looking at right now is the image when I originally first look at the motherboard, look at the board for the unit, and you'll see there's a little bit of rust and there's corrosion in some spots all over the place. But in actuality, it's actually not too bad, because when I looked on the bottom of the board, everything looked exactly fine. So, water eventually did get in this thing, of course, which is why there's rust all over the place, including on that transformer. As you see, that's on the one side of it. Then there's I made a close-up view showing the main things I was looking at on this board. The things that really stuck out, sort of. The first black one right next to a resistor right there, a capacitor used to be on there. When I got the unit, I heard something rattling inside of there, and it was that capacitor. It completely rusted itself out. So the other thing you can see right there is the little pegs on the board. That's supposed to be attached to the capacitor, but it ripped itself out. The second one that's circled in black is another capacitor, which to me did not look all that great. It didn't look healthy at all. Yeah, I know you can't really judge by just looking at it, but the way it felt bubbled, like something got into it, and it looked like it was about to burst at some point, but I'm guessing that's when the fuse finally gave out, and it didn't explode, luckily, so it's just going about bubbled. I went ahead and replaced both of those, so both of those were replaced. The first one I have circled in red, I'm not too sure exactly what that is considered as. It kind of looks like a type of transistor, what I'm thinking, but I'm not really too sure. But you can see there's a lot of green on there from the water oxidizing onto it. I'm assuming that if it wasn't going to have any effect to it, I was going to leave it as it is, since it's not causing any issues. I didn't bother cleaning it off. I got some flakes off of it, but that's about it. That's about all I did to it. Just wiped it off. And the second one that's red is where the original fuse would have been. The original fuse that was in there was that it was like a 4 amp fast blown fuse. That was completely that was messed up, and I try to clean that up a little bit as much as I could. I just mostly used a toothbrush as the best method I could think of to clean it, so I wouldn't clean that area up, and so that way it's nice and has a good contact with it. Now for the last static image right here is the finished product when I got everything done. You see the new fuse has been in place. It's right below the rectifier, which I'm gonna have to guess what it would be. That's sitting right above it. And that one capacitor that was bubbled, that's sitting between two transistors, is sitting right there. I pulled that off of actually I ordered that one online because I didn't have no replacements whatsoever. So I got that installed. The one that was blown, luckily I had a spare unit that I EOL'd. I kept some of the motherboards, some of the power boards from units that I thrown away, and luckily one of them actually had a capacitor that was really close to the value that I needed. The voltage was slightly higher, but wasn't by much, so it was only by like 5 or 10 volts or something like that, but it wasn't much anyway. But the capacitance was exactly the same, so I just went ahead and threw that into its place. It's just sitting in between the two resistors. It's on the right side of that green disc capacitor. That's been replaced. So, but all of that is completely done whatsoever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video series. I was definitely very happy when I finally got this thing up and going and running again, and I let the seller know that I was working on this unit, so and I wanted to thank him for the sale for this rare boombox, and I totally love this thing. I mean, it's really good, has good bass response, and I immediately was started to think about it after scanning through YouTube videos, and I seen that they made a portable boombox with a turntable, which the ones I seen were mostly in Russia. I wanted to see if maybe by some luck we had some in the US here, And sure enough, somebody actually did have it here in the US, so I went ahead and bought it. So now I got a fully functional boombox. I still got to add like 2 screws to it, which I believe it's got to go to the bottom portion of the turntable, but right now it's no big deal because it's not going to be moving too much anyway. So, but I'll get it maybe sometime in the future. So anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time.